Oh, why is this properties? I'm thinking to reload this. Not this one. This one. Okay. Hello. I'm live. Is my mic properly working? Listen to this after the stream. Okay, I will. Hey, Infundibulum and Hunger Master. And is Taters here? No, Taters isn't here. I'll just. Okay. I haven't done this in a while. Is there any. Do you have any epic music that's not copyrighted? I need something that's not copyrighted, but it sounds epic or something. Ending politics forever. I think politics ended a long while ago. I don't think we need to end politics. I think it's over. It has been over for a while. I should have this be on the top. Exactly. We can talk about politics as well because it's been 4 months and a lot's happened in 4 months. But first, I need some epic music or something. I don't know. Hey, taters, join the chat. I can't see YouTube chat. Can I? I think, I guess I can, but not in the way it's supposed to. Hello. So I'm gonna drag this window out to the other screen. Go up. Let's search it. Yeah. Live. 1 second. Live. नहीं खाना चलो मुझे काम कर चल रहा है आप नहीं हो क्या बताइए नहीं 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 it's just my cousin. So let's see. Non-copyright epic music. And now here, I'm a really bad streamer. Wait, what the hell? Maybe this one. I guess this one works. This one looks really bad. This one is. Thanks. Desktop. Yeah, I can change this. Oh, this is the voice. I need the. What do I need? I need Windows Capture. Here we go. Properties. Here we go. There we go. Finally. There it is. What do you do and go about with? I know, but I haven't done this in a while. Epic music, no copyright. Okay, let's see. Let's see if something epic actually comes up and if the voice and everything's working. I can't listen to it. Okay, this isn't epic though. I need something thrilling. Salem is joining. Hell yeah. How is this epic? No. Do you think Sweet Myths will copy strike me? Wait, what the hell? Okay, sure. Do you think Sweet Myths will copyright me? Days gone. The X. Okay, let's see if this one's good. Get up. Okay, we got something. Is this good? This is good. It's clear. By the way, is my voice fine or is it too low? You're still silenced? That sucks. Let's try this one, treachery. I hope it's not copyrighted. Oh, yeah. Wait, what the hell? Oh no, no. Is this copyrighted? Because it says uh exactly. Wait, is VGT is censorship? It's 1984. Uh, yeah, but a lot has happened. Yeah, I think it would be. This is cool though. Just sending Jago. No one hates Legos. How is Sweet Meat so damn good? Yes, it's been a slow burn, but right. I don't trust Vion though because this is I need some neutral source. This is Indian news. Let me search something. But essentially, shut up. Essentially, essentially, uh, there's been a slow genocide happening of my people in Pakistan, but no one really talks about it. Uh, and now they're protesting because China's building a port in what do you call it? China's building a port in Gwadar, but they're trying to force the people out of there. Oh yeah, we can for sure watch those. Uh, I don't trust American news, sorry, Indian news on this though. They're reporting it, but there was a really good Baloch Voices or something. It's really good news source. Yeah, here we go, Balochistan Voices. Let's see if they're reporting on it. Uh, no, this isn't it. Maybe to someone else. News, let's see. Smile Industries, Nepal, Pakistan, Bhutani panel in coal mines of Balochistan. See, there's a lot of different stuff happening. I was. uh, yeah, but essentially, I don't think anything's really gonna happen because no one really pays attention to the Baloch. Like Wash talks about the Kurd. We're really closely related to the Kurd, and we're also don't have a homeland, and we're being oppressed in Iran, Afghanistan, and Balochistan. I don't think I donated to him to ask him to talk about it, but I don't know if he read my donation in today's stream because I didn't check it. Why is Islamabad the riskiest place to practice journalism? I thought that would be Balochistan, but this isn't showing it. I don't remember what the newspaper was called. There was a really good newspaper, but Twitter is where they were talking about it mostly. If it loads properly, if it even works. The I'm sort of. Your account is suspended. Is not allowed to. I was actually. I have a funny story. I was one of the first people to be permanently banned by Elon Musk, and you can see this is what it looks like. Like hours after he joined, I was just banned. But I have another account. It doesn't matter. But uh, they never gave me a reason. They just keep saying it's because of some nebulous. I don't know what the wording was. Abuse or something. I don't know. But it's whatever the hell it is. It doesn't matter. I can still look stuff up. I can't comment or do anything. uh, they're talking about it. Uh, Gilgit Baltistan revolting against illegal taxes. I didn't even know about this one. Media is more busy on it. So in Pakistan, what happens is the real. No, it started without free speech. I don't know why I was banned. Like it's so. I have no clue. But so they. Um, the media in Pakistan just likes to cover drama. They're basically drama channels. If you ever look at Pakistani media, but Indian media is even more of a drama. So we can maybe look at cringe Indian media being cringe or something after this. But as they're saying, like multi-billion projects cannot bring peace in Gwadar because at the end, what matters is the consent of the locals. But the attempt to change demographics will result in further resistance from the masses, as always. Parliamentarians on bed of greed, Gwadar on the siege. And now there's some pretty pictures. Some This is like a Chinese government official just talking about the some million mega project. So what they essentially want is like a Hong Kong, like you know how the British had Hong Kong and they were controlling it for a long while. They want that sort of be to be what Gwadar is, like a colony for China. I mean, yeah, that's libs of TikTok. So, and he unbanned Andrew Tate. He listens to Andy No. Sadly, every religion has those. I don't think any religion is exempt. Maybe Shinto. No, Shintoism has extremists. They're fascists. Uh, I don't know. Maybe Zoroastrians. But there's a lot of going on. Like I don't know who this character is. He just jumped out of nowhere, like yesterday or something, and people are of. He doesn't even matter, but people are making stuff up about him. So this is saying, what is it? Uh, शैतान की पूजा जो पाकिस्तान के अमन का दुश्मन जो शैतान का पुजारी पाकिस्तान के अमन का दुश्मन which basically means he's an agent of Satan and an enemy of Pakistan. So the propaganda stuff is going on as well. Okay, bye. I don't think I'll do a stream again for a while. Bye, taters. That's the problem. Did who else joined? Uh, Salem left, I guess. Oh, actual skeleton. Hey, we got new people. Who I don't know who actual skeleton is actually. Are they a VGGer? Are you a VGGer? Thanks. I do post some shorts, so you can look at my channel and see some shorts. Really stupid shorts. They don't mean anything. They're really dumb. Okay, sure, whatever. So we're talking about what's happening in Gwadar. They've shut off phone networks. The protests are going on. Look at this. 1 second. If it loads. This is Twitter. Why is this so damn slow? Okay. Those are gunfires. The weird tick 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 noises. These are gun noises. These aren't fireworks. Yeah, exactly. They basically want a colony in Pakistan where they can like just basically do whatever. Yeah. So they don't even need to do anything. The Pakistan army already hates our people, so they'll just continue doing this. But now we can. This is a bit depressing. So, and I don't think I'm getting through to a lot of people, anyways. Yeah. So in that sense, I guess we can talk about some fun stuff. And see, like, there's no drinking water in Gwadar, no educational institutions. Yeah, basically, Balochistan is like internally colonized by Pakistan, and they don't really care what happens to us. And then there's like some weird stuff in between about like, oh, look how beautiful everything is, blah blah blah. And the problem is that there's no formal reporting, so it's hard to get actual information. Like the only people that report on it are like really small channels that are hard to find. The people over there protesting. I mean, they don't necessarily need to, but the army knows that they've been trying to like extract resources from that area in general. So I think they're like sort of like nudging the Pakistan army to do this. And the Pakistan army is basically like a money making scheme anyway, so they'll do it regardless. Like, uh, we're like the problem child of Pakistan because we've never really wanted to be part of Pakistan. So there's always been issues between us and the military. And now there's some propaganda about like, oh, we killed the police. Like, I guess in protests the police died. Most probably the bullet that was hit was from another police officer, not like the people protesting. But you never know, and that's the problem. There's no proper reporting. The other reporting is from India, which of course is just its own propaganda. I mean, they provide military tech anyways, but I think it's like they're both in agreement anyways. They were doing it before, so China doesn't need to say anything. China just needs to say, just manage your security, and everyone they know what that means. China knows what that means. Mm. But we can look at see this YON. This is Indian news. This is written in Hindi. This is Indian news. Indian news. Indian news. This is Pakistani. This is a Pakistani channel. So it's reporting some things. This might be decent. I don't know. I've never seen it. Yeah, this world. So, yeah, that's the time they gave to this. Do I raise the volume in this? Is the volume fine or too low for the videos? I guess this is better. Okay, now we can look at some. Okay, that's good. Let's see what this guy says. Can I this? Oh, you can't hear anything? That's weird. And the thing is saying there's voice coming through. You were hearing stuff before, right? Um, you were hearing stuff before or no? No, but no one else can. Were you hearing the like protests and the gunshots and everything, and the news shot we took before? Let's see. You didn't hear the. You didn't couldn't hear the music either, like this one. Edge, can you hear this? Can't you hear this? That's what I was asking. That's weird. Okay. You can do better combos than Wash can, and then VGT can. Okay, let's test this again. What about now? Wait. Can you hear this? Okay, fine. Okay, so it's not outside. Let's wait. Okay, that sucks. So, let's see if this video is good.
Man was brutally beaten to death by cow vigilante fire on the streets on Monday afternoon. Worse
You
with
can
the
hear
drought
this now, right?
situation in the state.
Here's the way.
ने छेड़छाड़ और अश्लील हरकत करने का आरोप लगाया है।
Woman was brutally assaulted by her neighbor in
Hi guys, this is Shilpa Rao and welcome to my old house. I was born here. There's so much nostalgia around here. I feel so good. I stayed here till I got my first break after 3 auditions. 3 auditions? Can you imagine the struggle? But thanks to Karan Ganjawala for this film. I feel so blessed. You guys know what
the
I
hell's
mean,
happening?
But the life is so stressful. I can't even sleep. I have to travel in
I
my
know what this video
Mercedes
is.
while I go to shoot and
This is actual news.
God.
This is actual news.
You can hear
Struggle
this,
देखो,
right?
बच्ची का struggle देखो, और तुम लोग क्या?
Wait. Is the voice working now? Just to confirm. The problem is they start speaking Hindi. We need something that's like you can see the cringe. That's the hard part with like
क्या कर रहे हो? Journalism? अमरावती में पानी नहीं आ रहा है, कोरोना रायते की तरह फैला है, मजदूर मैराथन दौड़ रहे हैं, जुना हो गया. Everyone knows. कुछ नया ला हमें.
yeah, we need something that's in English. I mean, I said it's becoming unsafe to perform. That's not it. Okay, let's see this one. If it's, I know Urdu, I don't know Hindi, so even I might not understand everything.
Entertaining things for me to binge on are interviews of celebrities or known individuals, which turn rather uncomfortable. Most of the interactions that I'm going to mention are off the cuff, and the reactions of the several guests to the constant questioning is 1, how informed they are of the particular topic, and 2, their
Well,
improvisation skills. Through this video, we're going to focus on several moments from news as well as YouTube channels that not only showcase misinformed opinions of individuals, but also present some of the most uncomfortable human interactions caught on camera. Without further ado, here is Tried and Refused Productions with embarrassing Indian television or news moments that will make you cringe. Supriyo vs. Abhinandan Sekhri. One extremely powerful film that released this year was Chhapaak, starring Deepika
talking so
Padukone, a
much?
compelling film on a
Just give
survivor,
us what's
her
happening.
resilience in making sure the perpetrator serves for his crime, and the resurgence of sorts individually after being a victim of such a traumatic event. The public's
Why is this?
perception of the film became extremely murky after Deepika
Let's see.
Padukone's appearance in JNU amidst the protests. As people had never seen Deepika being publicly vocal about her political stance, Twitter started trending with boycotting the film, and a movie extremely pure and earnest got pushed into this daily debate of intent and agenda. One of the rumors floating around the film, which was spread as fact, was that the creators changed the name of the antagonist from Nadeem Khan
Oh, so the movie was about acid throwing, which is big in India, I guess. And then she did a protest, and then people started talking about canceling the film.
to Guddu. This rumor, and which was etched in people's memory as fact, was brilliantly shut down by Abhinandan Sekhri
Secularism means changing the theme to Rajesh. Set secularism on fire. This is the far right, I would guess.
as fact was brilliantly shut down by Abhinandan Sekhri from News Laundry, who reminded BJP Minister Supriyo of the cold hard facts.
I am saying under the circumstances, it is probably
This guy talks too
unnecessary
much, though.
to change a Babul to Salim or a Salim to Babul because there is tension which you agree to. I am not.
What you're saying
I'm
hasn't
saying that
happened.
I'm
Why
going to
you?
see the film.
This is the third time
I've
you're
also
saying
said I
something
am
that is
not
untrue.
for why is it untrue?
No, but
Who
why
said
are
it
you
is
claiming
untrue?
something
Have
that is
you seen the
untrue?
film?
I don't understand for the third time.
Have you seen the film? Nadeem?
Yes, I saw it
Nadeem
last
changing?
night.
No. I'm listening. Tell me.
His name is Babbu
Tell me.
Bashir. I mean, Are Babbu Bashir is his name. His religion has not been changed.
What?
And one sec, Mr. Supriyo, hang on.
The sense of defeat in the minister's face
that's-
was extremely apparent. Manoj Tiwari. The Delhi elections
They just said stuff.
this year were the most polarizing and
Oh,
talked about state elections. There were protests happening left, right, and center. Inflammatory comments were being stated in speeches by politicians, and everyone was wondering what would be the outcome of the elections of the national capital. The most eccentric and unintentionally funny character of the elections was undoubtedly Manoj Tiwari, especially if you look at several media interactions of the supposed candidate. In those interactions, the individual comes across as misinformed and ill-prepared for the task at hand. If you look at two instances,
bot.
the statement becomes extremely clear. In 2014, when Tiwari
These
was
guys
being
talk so
interviewed
much
by
though.
Rahul Kanwal before contesting from
petting
Delhi,
the
the
girl.
interaction is painful to witness.
Yeah, said attacks are common in India.
पूछ रहा हूँ कि मैं इसके लिए समस्या पे निजात पाने के लिए मनोज तिवारी क्या करेगा? हम जो हमारी नरेंद्र मोदी के जो योजनाएं होंगे उसके लिए हम लड़ेंगे, लोगों को वो योजनाएं पारित करवाएंगे.
क्या योजनाएं होंगी?
अब आप आधे घंटे के प्रोग्राम में
मैं तो आपको वक्त दे रहा हूँ, बताइए.
घटेंगे.
When fourth,
पहुंची है,
बयान पहुंची है, आतंक
क्या था? उतनी
That's the problem with
Kapil
Indian
Sharma
films.
and
They need to
journalist
look
of
at,
interviews, one of the most mind-numbingly ever audience, and it is mainly
uh,
as happy
American
couple
right-wing cringe.
every
So it's in
small
English.
said
मेरे सवाल रिजेक्ट नहीं हो मेरे सवाल
ऐसे सीरियस नहीं, इसलिए आपकी छाती के बाल ग्रो
want to look any and joking the bad things might as covered by the comedian on his podcast, which clears
is
the
scary.
air of
Sensitive
how he was
attacks are very
internally
scary.
processing.
They were rising in one of the provinces of Pakistan as well. Let's see. Let's try this if there's something comes up. Okay. I don't think I can show Hassan Minaj, but this guy's funny. Okay. Hindu phobic. Come on. Bollywood being Hindu phobic. The mainstream Indian, I don't know. This is a documentary. Yeah, that's the thing. All the funny stuff is in a different language. Hindustan Thug Life. Wait one second. Where? I don't. Okay. The rise of Hindu nationalism. Bollywood's evil Hindu villain stereotype. What? Okay, I can't watch this either, but this would have been funny. Oh no. Hindu zealots raised a mosque. No more. This isn't fun. Yeah, Hindu nationalist phobic is good, but this isn't fun. Like, they burned a mosque and now they want a temple in its place. How Indians have been stereotyped. We need joke material. No, none of this is funny. Rappers against what the hell? Okay. This guy is a bit fun. He's went to India and Pakistan and he does this travel stuff. But I've heard some of this guy's comedy too. But I don't know if there's copyright stuff. So yeah, that's the thing. With what are you curious about, Hunger Master? Oh, we can look at that one. Then this one's a classic. Yeah, but I don't know if they're copyrighted. This is a classic though. We can still laugh at this.
Why is it that a bill banning abortions after a woman has been pregnant for 6 weeks is not a return to the Dark Ages? What's your answer?
My answer is something called science. Human life exists at conception. It ought to be protected. Now, back to my
You just
question
look
to
at
you.
classics.
You purport to be an objective journalist. BBC purports to be an objective down-the-middle network. It obviously is not. It never has been. And you, as a journalist, are proceeding to
Yeah,
call
you can
one side
find
of the
something like
political
this.
aisle ignorant, barbaric, and sending us back to the Dark Ages. Why don't you just say that you're on the left? Is this so hard for you? Why can't you just be honest?
Mr.
Seriously,
Shapiro,
it's a serious question.
Mr. Shapiro, if you only knew how ridiculous that statement is, you wouldn't have said it. I just asked
Really?
you a question.
And I asked
I
you a
think
question.
Ben
You
Shapiro
failed to answer a
plagiarized
single one of
everything he
mine.
said ever.
Frankly, I find this whole thing a waste of time. If you want to read the book and critique the book, why don't you read and critique the book? If you want to critique me, you can think whatever you want of me.
Why don't you just
Frankly,
try and
I don't
answer
care.
Or we can
I
look
don't frankly
at
give a
that one.
damn what you think of me since I've never
new.
heard of
you
you.
have the link, Hello Master.
And I've never heard of you until I briefed myself for this. But that's not the issue. You have a
Then
new
why the hell
book
are you
out,
interviewing
and
me?
it's an
For this.
interesting book. But my point is, your book claims that
Well, it'd be nice
society...
if you would quote it from time to time.
Your book is... Well, actually, I've done so several times, and I'm about to do so again, if you would let me
Maybe.
just finish the question.
Like he did
Your
the
book
frankly, I don't
claims
think
that
it's- you
know what?
society
Honestly-
is turning
honestly,
back
sir.
on Judeo-Christian values.
Yeah, this
What are
considering
those values?
considering
what are the values it's turning its back on?
I'm not inclined to continue an interview with a person as badly motivated as
Wait,
you
what the
as
hell?
an interviewer. So I think we're done here. I appreciate your time. sir.
All
Thank
right.
you so
Well,
much.
thank you
This
for
could
your
be
time.
something. Okay, this is, we can watch after that.
I want this to be a
This
place
could be
that
stupid.
brings spiritual connection.
This may look like an average religious gathering, but this is no ordinary church service. This is the Asatru Folk Assembly, known
okay, one
simply
second.
as the AFA, a fringe heathen group that mandates their members have Northern
this better?
European heritage, a whites-only
this should be
church in
better.
21st century America. They represent a disturbing trend in contemporary white nationalism, the co-opting of heathen symbols and myths to promote
this
racial
better?
purity and fears of a white genocide.
Okay,
We
that's good.
must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children.
Oh
I'm
no,
on
a
a
future
journey
for
to
white
understand
children.
how this group is gaining influence across the country.
So the
How old is
requirements
this
to be
video
part of
anyways?
the Asatru Folk Assembly, you do have to be of Native European descent.
You know, and they say they're
Native European descent.
so I'm going to take their word for it.
And to meet the anti-racist heathens who are fighting to reclaim their religion from extremists.
I'm doing everything that I can do that shows
Okay,
there are evil
this
beings that they do
is
behind those doors.
The vast
1 year
majority are
ago.
white men who are fragile, weak, and need a sense of purpose, and they find that in the fact that they say they can celebrate their whiteness. It's foul. It's disgusting.
I don't even think they're euphemisms. They're like Native European. What the hell does that even mean? I had this discussion with like some French idiot. They were like, "Oh, the Kurds." Like recently, there was news of the PKK protests, right? Because a Kurd died, and they were like, "Oh, these people aren't French," and a lot of people were replying, "Oh, they are French. They're burning Paris down. That's what the French do every single time." I replied, "The French burn down Paris if their coffee gets cold." And he was like, "No, they can never be native French, even in a million years."
Murdoch, Minnesota is a rural town with a population of less than 300. It's predominantly white, but there is a small Latino population that lives in the surrounding area. It was here that in 2020, the AFA attempted to purchase an abandoned Lutheran church as a temple for their group. The city council held a meeting to let representatives make their case.
Yeah, the riot over everything.
100,000 years from now, we'll want there to be blonde hair and blue eyes. It's like
The French would riot if the bakery ran out of baguettes. They would honestly riot if they couldn't eat French legs anymore. I think they would even riot if there was like a bump in the road. Yeah, all the soccer players were French until they lost to Argentina. They're not French anymore. Mbappe isn't French.
like any other tradition, I want it preserved. And it's worthy to be preserved. Our own heritage and our own people are worthy of preservation.
Our own heritage, our own people. I was actually cheering for Argentina, like not seriously because my team was Japan, but the way Mbappe scored that second goal, I started cheering for him unironically. And I was like, and then my uncle or my cousin was like, "Wait, I thought you supported Argentina." And like, I do, but this is exciting.
In the end, the council, in a 3-to-1 vote, granted them a provisional use permit. This is now the group's third temple. The council was warned that blocking the acquisition would violate the AFA's First Amendment right to freedom of religion. Pat Thorson was one of the members that granted the
freedom of religion over, what do you call it? If they can discriminate, I guess that's what the Supreme Court and these people want. But I mean, not even white people, just American. Like Protestant churches suck. Like, look at this. Protestant churches. I think America in general just sucks. Like, look at this thing. What the hell? I guess this is the most beautiful they can ever get. And even this isn't that impressive. And this is like the first Protestant church, so they had taste back then. And most of them actually look like this, basically, which is like, what the hell? Yeah, it is a building, but it's not really like a beautiful building. I mean, this one's real. This one's good. This is Gothic, but I guess this is a Protestant church in a way. But now look at what's Catholic churches. Why is the image so stressed, anyways? I guess they're not showing the best Catholic churches either. Maybe Google has a bias, but no. No. Like, what's a good one? This one's really good, but it's on the inside. It's really, yeah. Look at this one. This one's beautiful. Like, look at the color and everything. And then you go into, let's just compare Orthodox churches. Look at this. Now this is beautiful. Look at this one. Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't search European. That was my mistake. But look at the Orthodox churches. Look at this shit. This is amazing. I think the Europeans forgot color or something. Look at this. Yeah, this is amazing. This is a building you would want to pray in. This too. You're joining the Putin's cult. Okay, now let's see. I just want to see American mosques. I'm just interested in, like, how does America ruin mosques? It doesn't. It doesn't ruin mosques. Look at this. I think you should start converting again. Yeah, the Jews totally killed Jesus. But look at this. This is American. This is American. They can build the stuff in America. But they haven't ruined it yet. So, but this isn't how most mosques look. But even this one is, at least there's something. It's really small and tiny, but still. This one's good as well. It's just a tiny mosque. Tiny mosque. See, this one, these ones are like the ones that you usually see. Comprehensive study of American. Okay, this isn't what I'm looking for. Okay. American Jewish temples. We haven't even looked at the really beautiful mosques because they're not in America. Kingdom Hall architecture. Damn. Oh, wait. Oh, synagogues. American synagogues. That's the word. Why do I always add an A at the end? Oh, look at that. There, at least there's something. Even in these ones, there's at least something. They're not the most beautiful. Okay, let's see what you were saying. American Kingdom. Oh, what the hell? What is this? Ew. No. Ah, damn it. Oh, no. Now we need to move on. We need something really beautiful now. Just to cleanse our palettes. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Look, this is architecture. Look at they build this. I don't know when the hell they build this, but they build this. Now this is yeah, this cleansed our palettes. This is the Blue Mosque in Turkey. It's very famous. It's really, really famous. But you don't even need like the Blue Mosque. You can just search Morocco Mosque and you'll see some really beautiful ones. Like, guess it's not that as beautiful, but still. This is one. I think this is a big mosque, so can't they give us like normal mosques instead of these huge ones? If you search Somalia, this is a mosque in Somalia, apparently. Welcome to America. Yeah. And then my country. We have some beautiful mosques. Iqbal Mosque and some other ones. Why is again? Yeah, this is the Red Mosque, I think. But they're talking about death tolls rising, which is kind of sad. Double white trailers. Damn it. I don't even know which mosque is this, but it's a mosque. There's others as well. This one's a famous one. But I don't know why they talk about Riyadh. This is Pakistan, so I don't know why they're talking about Riyadh. Oh no, some bombings, which is annoying. This is like a pretty standard mosque. Not like too over the top. Faisal Mosque. This is Faisal Mosque. But then you look at this. And then you're like, what the hell? This just keeps getting better and better. Maybe Japanese. Do Japanese have Protestant churches? Do I even have a let's go emote? How do they mess up? Even in Japan, they mess up somehow. What's wrong with the Protestants? Like, what are you doing? Look up Yasukuni Shrine. Oh no. Is this like one of those the ones where the The soldiers are fascist soldiers are buried. I think it's that one, right? Yeah, I think it's the rising sun and everything. More than just honoring the dead. Yeah, this is a fascist symbol. So we're not going to pay any attention to this one. We'll just move right on. I hate how everyone just likes Shinzo Abe. Like, he sucks. Even in Japan, at least it's better than... I was hoping for like a mix of Japanese architecture and with like... this one's beautiful. See? Kyoto Central Masjid project. They're combining the styles. We are just honoring our ancestors. I don't know why the monarchy is still a thing in Japan. Okay, do we want to continue this or not? Like, it is pretty... They suck, they're boring, whatever. Let's move on to the other video. The depraved world of the... Oh, this is a long one.
Clash between old-fashioned values and a modern made-for-reality TV scandal.
Don't downplay this, especially after what you guys have done in the name of Christianity and God to other people.
This is a
spiritual issue. This is a character issue.
Jimba told police.
Wait. Korea's 30% Protestant? How? Wait. Why is Korea 30% Protestant? Oh yeah, there is a trigger warning. I just saw it. Like, there is a trigger warning right there. This video contains discussions of assault, child abuse, religious trauma, adult languages, homophobia, transphobia, and flashing lights. Damn. Okay, but the world is a very strange place. There's apparently a lot of Protestants in Korea. In South Korea, I would guess, not in North Korea. Does North Korea even have a religion, or is it just whatever Kim Jong-un says ism? 29%. But Christian doesn't mean... Okay, let's see. Can I copy this? Why can I copy the link? Create QR code for this page. NordVPN. Why can't I just copy this? Okay, that's why I couldn't copy it. Oh, okay, interesting. 20% Protestant. I mean, don't get me wrong, Catholics aren't like all good. But I've heard, I mean, Vosh says this, I don't know, I don't have any experience, but converted Catholics are worse than like born Catholics. Tell me if that's true. Okay. Because I have no clue. All Koreans believed in their indigenous religion, socially guided by the Mu, the shamans, from the Chinese former kin, blah blah, adopted strictly Neo-Confucianism. So they were like the weird sort of metamorphosis of Chinese ideology, shamanism, blah blah blah. Political and cultural groups, intelligence, Oslo, the greatness for the nation, blah blah blah. Okay, I get it now. So, like, the Japanese fought the Christians, but they, like, used the Christians. So they allowed Western missionaries into the country so they could use them. Okay, I guess that's why. Okay, now I get it. Okay, that makes sense. So the Japanese tried to force state Shintoism, and Christianity became like a rallying cry against it. Oh yeah, I know. I know there's evangelicals and Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses. It's weird though. I don't think Muslim converts are that bad. Some of them are, but still. Andrew Tate. But Andrew Tate was always I don't know if he's even a real convert, but I can't question his religion. That's not for me to decide. Not necessarily. Like Yusuf Islam was pretty good with his, or is he not? I don't know. I haven't searched his politics. Okay, the communist north and the communist south. And until then, the northern half of the peninsula fled to south. Okay, so the Christians ran. 1 million. Oh, okay. Oh, they're gone now. In South Korea, but so they're all in North Korea. The so-called movement to deceive the worship of gods. Prohibited indigenous cults, and oh yeah, in South Korea some weird cults, and I think Shinzo Abe might have been part of it. Nation of Islam, but like I think like with Malcolm X, they weren't a Nation of Islam. Like I don't think he considered himself to be a proper Muslim until he left the Nation of Islam. So they're like, but they have their own version as well. Like the Nation of Islam has the Black Israelite stuff. The blacks are the true Jews and all of that like stuff. So it's not really Islam. It's kind of, and they thought that their Elijah Muhammad or whoever was a prophet, which is against Islam, and they thought that his father was like God in like or something. I don't. They're really weird and crazy. So I don't know if they can, like, they're actually Muslim. Kanye West wearing his black mask. I wish I had like a black mask and then I could. No, wait. Making fun of Kanye would be, I don't know. It might be like, you know, okay. Okay, interesting. So what's the demographics now? So the younger people are a lot of Protestants. The older people, a lot of Protestants. Buddhists used to be more, but they're dying, apparently. Catholics are decreasing as well, and they're like, it's been a steady decline. No affiliation has risen a lot. And the other ones don't really, like, basically, yeah, it's Protestants, Buddhists, and Catholics, and then no one else. Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan was the second guy, like, because Elijah Muhammad was the first one. Louis Farrakhan is like the current one, right? The current Nation of Islam leader. Japan is weird. Look at that. There's always been like a really strong no religion vibe in Japan. Is not religious per se, but they do a lot of religious like symbolism and practices. Like they go to the shrines and they do that stuff, and then they throw the water and they give money and all of that stuff, right? So Japan is weird like that. I wonder what's the weirdest place in the world in terms of like religions, where there's like this random assortment of religions from everywhere. The state is the religion. Oh, the emperor is the religion. The emperor is their religion. I mean, circumcision is, personally, I don't. It's either or for me. I don't care either way. But praise be. Who's the emperor right now? I heard there's gonna be like a queen emperor or whatever. Emperor of Japan. Is empress just a made-up word, or is it like the actual word for a female emperor? Naruhito. Okay. Okay, he acceded to in 2019. Damn. Apparently I'm speaking too loud, so I need to quiet down. I hate the thin walls in the US. Oh, okay. Now the princess left the royal family. She married to. So the princess was based. Is my voice fine because I can't speak loudly? I'm whispering now, but I have gain and everything. Yeah, I'll just run away. Never to be seen. What's the name of the girl anyways? Princess Toshi? He is the only child. Oh wait, no, I'm talking about this one. Of Emperor Naruhito and Empress Masako. Education, public life. Inheritance by or through women. Oh, okay. So wait. Will the bloodline just end? Will the bloodline just end? Will the bloodline just end? If no, they don't have any other children. What happens after this bastard dies? Like, what the hell happens after this bastard dies? Okay. I just hope it dies. Oh damn, this bastard! It's this bastard. Oh no. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's not. Damn it. It's not ending. Okay, do we want to watch this or not? We could also watch Illuminati, which is a shorter one of about the same family. Or is J. Aubrey good? All bloodlines, all emperor bloodlines must end. Like, I don't care about it. Like, bloodlines is a made up thing anyways, but all emperors should end. Sure. Let's see.
The Duggar family. They have so many children.
Shark is amazing. I can, Jose. Look at all this. I do enjoy the leftist mafia as well. The leftist mafia is... Oh, actual skeleton is good night. See you.
Children that, when seen wandering about in public, they're asked if they've been
Oh, yeah, I know about this family.
On television, they've
This
been
is a weird
depicted
one.
as the perfect Christian family. Musically talented, hardworking, they pray and study their Bibles often, and have a close-knit bond. However, more and more frequently in recent years, their idyllic facade has begun to crumble and reveal something sinister underneath. The eldest child, Josh, has molested his sisters. His parents took what many believe to be inadequate action, let the statute of limitations lapse, and sought advice from a former officer now convicted of possessing CP. Josh has also now been convicted
What in
of
the
possessing
hell?
CP as well, leading many to wonder if this so-called perfect Christian family was all smoke and mirrors in the first place. Hello everyone and welcome.
Did he just have kids so he could molest them?
Welcome back to the Corporate Casket. I'm the Illuminati, and today we're going to be talking about the Duggar family. A few things before we get started. First,
Is anyone online in VGG? We need to drag more people into this shit.
I won't be talking at length about the family drama or
we
speculated
don't know.
incidents that may have happened behind the scenes of the reality TV show. As a lot of it was played out on TV, I'm not really going to focus on that. It's just not super important to the topic we're going to be discussing. So although I'm not going to be getting deep into the interpersonal conflicts, I will be largely focusing on the charges surrounding Josh Duggar and his history of sexual abuse. Given the nature of the episode, I highly recommend skipping this one if sexual abuse, mentions of CP, molestation, and things of that nature are particularly upsetting for you at this time. For those of you still here, let's get into it and start with the background of the Duggar
Look
family
at that
program.
nice editing. You get the coffee cup and everything. I wish I was talented like those people. It's 12:23.
In 2004, a new reality TV special aired on Discovery Health, 14 Children and Pregnant Again. The special was about 45 minutes long and featured the Duggar family, which, as I'm
Don't get why they make specials about these things. It just makes things worse. Like, oh, this person has 14 children. I'm going to make a documentary. Oh, that reminded me. There was this guy who had like 100 children from 18 wives or something weird like that. And he said he's 87 years old and he's looking into family planning. I'll try to find if there's a source.
sure you can
and
guess
I'd look for
consisted
it.
of 14 kids at the time. The show was quirky, following around this odd family in Arkansas where literally everyone's names except their mother Michelle's started with a J. The kids are Josh, Jana, John David, Jill, Jessa, Ginger, Joseph, Josiah, Joy Anna, Jedediah, Jeremiah, Jason, James, and Justin. In the following years, Jackson, Johanna, Jennifer, Jordan Grace, and Josie were also born. And don't worry, even though I just threw a ton of names at you, you don't need to remember all of them. Today we're mostly focusing on Father Jim Bob, Michelle, and Josh. The special has a sort of charm to it, explaining how the dirtiest kids got shower priorities, how there's always a line to the bathroom, and that the children have a buddy system. The buddy system broken down simply means that the other kids are helping to raise the youngest. While pouring a bowl of cereal for a sibling is just helping out, this was one of the earliest concerns that people had with the Duggar family, and it's actually still criticized online to this day. Some have called this parentification, which is when a child is given the responsibilities of a parent, and states that this robs the Duggar kids of their own childhood and adolescence. While this may or may not have raised a red flag, there are a few other aspects about the Duggars themselves that seemed concerning. The Duggars consider themselves independent Baptists and have extremely strict views that they claim are in line with their religion. Girls and women can't wear pants, siblings are only allowed to side hug, prayers and hymns are a part of everyday life, they don't watch television, and they believe in the practice of courtship. When the Duggar women grow up, they're expected to be, quote, readily available for their husbands, and secular things like pop music, tattoos, dancing, alcohol, and piercings are forbidden. Birth control also isn't acceptable within the Duggar family. Initially, Michelle once used them herself, but between her first and second child, Michelle became pregnant while on birth control.
Can't find
Since
it.
the pregnancy resulted in a miscarriage, she and Jim Bob felt as if the birth control
That-
must
it
have
was a
caused
funny
it,
story.
so they decided they
I have
would
100
let
kids
God
and now I'm
decide how
looking
many
into family
children they
planning.
would have. And this
is
is the
messed up,
only
though.
part of this episode that is not going to get super serious before we get into some of the really gross details of what's in store today. But when my team and we were doing the script review, going over and reading through this and everything, every time I said Jim Bob, I don't know what mood I was in when we were reviewing this script. But all you need to know is somewhere through this reading, I got it into my head that every time I heard Jim Bob, I had to go, yeehaw! So every time while I was reading this fucking script, I'm sorry, I'm going so off track right now, but every time I was reading the script, I would be like, oh yeah, she and Jim Bob, yeah, felt as if birth control must have caused it. I just want you to know, I think I'm probably using that as
Really
something to
frightening.
try and make me smile because this episode's about to get real nasty, but just know that every time I say Jim Bob, I'm thinking yeehaw in my head. Anyway, back to Michelle and letting God decide how many children she's going to have.
Oh, no.
Michelle also
Oh,
states
no.
that she doesn't believe overpopulation is a problem, which, while she can have as many children as she wants, this does seem like an odd thing to deny even exists. Still, people were furious about the Duggars, enough so that Oprah scheduled them for an on-air interview in 2006, the same year.
Oh, I have so many kids. I'm gonna be on Oprah. If they really wanted to make shows about having too many kids, just come to Pakistan or somewhere. People have a lot of kids. You can find a lot of people with a lot of kids in Pakistan. You don't need to find creepy people in where are they from? In whatever state they're from. The really creepiest people you can find.
That their special Raising 16 Kids aired. However, her production company Harpo Studios received an anonymous tip that the Duggars weren't just a large conservative family, but that they were hiding some truly disgusting secrets behind closed doors. Their appearance was cancelled, but the Duggars didn't fade from the public eye. This was just the beginning for them. And we'll talk a bit more about the Duggar beliefs and values in just a moment, but whether or not you were alarmed, fascinated, or indifferent about them in these early years, the Duggars caught the viewers' attention enough to earn them their own television show, 17 Kids.
What was happening in the 2000s? Oh, hey, Crash Anarchy, how's everything? I can't speak loudly because people are sleeping, but I'm watching some Duggar family nonsense from Illuminati.
Kids and Counting. The program premiered on TLC in 2008, and although the Duggar family themselves
they
were
have
the
a TV
subject of the
show?
show, eldest son Josh
Why the hell is his name Jim Bob? Jim Bob is like...
engagement
of
was
this doesn't-
heavily featured within the storyline. There's been a lot of speculation as to the nature of Josh and Anna's relationship, as there will be with any reality TV couple, and whether or not they even went on dates before getting engaged, if Anna's father and Josh arranged for it without Anna having a say, and things like that. If TLC is to be believed, then they did follow a courtship process, but as it's reality TV, there's few reliable sources and we can't always know what's real. What we do know is that for quite some time the show had success with a few scandals in between, and by scandals,
Is Illuminati a PNG? What are they called? PNG streamers or no? PNG tuber?
I mean, well, racist and
This
homophobic
random
actions.
question I had in my head.
In 2014, Jessa Duggar shared a photo of her kissing her husband, Ben Seawald, and received some criticism that it was inappropriate of her to share that. In response, Jim Bob and Michelle took their own photo kissing and posted it to their official Facebook page. And
Not
they
really a
began encouraging
VTuber,
other couples to do the
because
same.
VTubers are like
However,
saying the movement.
any photos featuring same-sex couples
PNG tuber is kind of like MedPet's been doing.
were allegedly deleted, and John Becker, who runs an LGBTQ blog, says that his photo was deleted and he was blocked from the page altogether. The Duggars have also dipped their toes into politics quite a bit.
Sus.
Jim Bob has unsuccessfully run for Arkansas State Senate multiple times before, and the family has backed Senator Rick Santorum and Mike Huckabee. Michelle herself narrated a political robocall in 2014 urging residents to protest against the anti-discrimination ordinance. The ordinance is meant to strengthen protections for the LGBTQ+ community in Fayetteville, but Michelle and other opponents say that the ordinance could harm children. And here's exactly what that robocall
Fayetteville.
said.
Hello, this is Michelle Duggar. I'm calling to inform you of some shocking news that will affect the safety of Northwest Arkansas women and children. The Fayetteville City Council is voting on an ordinance this Tuesday night that would allow men, yes, I said men, to use women's and girls' restrooms, locker rooms, showers, sleeping areas,
Every
and
time.
other areas that are designated for females
Every time
only.
it's the same.
I don't believe that
nonsense.
citizens of Fayetteville would want males
Every time.
with past child predator convictions
You're talking about
that
protecting.
claim they are female to have a legal right to enter private areas reserved for women and girls. I doubt that Fayetteville parents would stand for a law that would endanger their daughters or allow
It's
them
always
to be
their criticisms always apply to them. Somehow, I don't know how that happens, but it always ends up applying to them.
traumatized by a man joining them in their private space. We should never place the preference of an adult over the safety and innocence of a child.
Then why are you like using your own children to take care of your other children because you have too many children and you can take care of all of them.
Parents, who do you want undressing next to your daughter at the public swimming pool's private changing area?
It's a weird criticism. Wait, do you want adult women to be changing next to girls in the changing area? Like, shouldn't kids have their own changing area? What the hell is this? Yeah, that's true. But still, like, do public areas actually have like same changing area for women and girls? Because that seems creepy. They must have different areas, right? That this makes no sense. Or they have like those private stall thingies.
I still believe that we are a society that puts women and children first. Women, young ladies, and little girls deserve to use the restroom in any other women's facility in peace and safety. Will you speak up for protecting women and children?
I don't think anyone would listen to this long of a robocall. They'll just hang up in the first 3 seconds.
That is the full transcript of the robocall, minus the phone numbers and website she lists at the very end. So nothing has been taken out of context. Not only were Michelle's statements transphobic, but, as those at GLAAD called it, they were mental leaps too. Since when does protecting the LGBTQ+ community's rights mean that convicted felons will stalk new prey? And anyone, regardless of sexual orientation, should condemn child predators. This ordinance wasn't meant to defend child predators, and that's not its purpose either. It's an anti-discrimination bill. It's not a pro-child molestation bill. Plus, for those of you that know what's coming next, I find it extremely hypocritical that Michelle is so concerned about young women and girls in this robocall, but then has minimized predatory behavior when it takes place in her own house.
Blinking is very standardized. Like everything else is like there's a disconnect, but the blinking is very
cold. But we'll get to that.
I don't know why I'm noticing those weird stuff
Now,
in
though the
this weird
Duggars
video.
may have had success amidst
the
their
weird Duggar
controversies,
family.
their past was coming back to bite them, and swiftly so. Remember how Oprah canceled that interview in 2006? Well, the anonymous tip alleged that Josh Duggar had been molesting his sisters and that Jim Bob lied to his church friends and family to make himself look good. That first accusation was serious enough to get the police involved, and in 2015, that police report was released to the world. Now, from this point onward, things are about to get heavy, dark, and disgusting. So this is the final call. I am letting you know that after this ad break that I'm placing right here, things are about to get real nasty, real upsetting, and really disturbing. So, last call, here's an ad read for you, and if you're still here afterwards, then just know it's about to get bad. New year, new phone plan. Maybe if you're ready for it. We all know the pains that so many mystery offers premium losses that they sell directly into your
I
pockets.
didn't even know Mint did
All Mint
ads with
Mobile,
YouTubers.
Plus, you can keep your old
I thought
number
it was
and
just
your old
Ryan
phone if you want
Reynolds.
to.
Have you seen those ads from Ryan Reynolds? About like those cheaply made ads. That's all I've seen of Mint Mobile. I didn't know that he's sponsored to YouTubers. Blah, blah, okay.
Casket. This episode is also sponsored.
Bro, they should all be broke like me. Making zero money. They shouldn't make money. But if I start making money, then it's fine. Until then, it's wrong. It's immoral. But when I start making money, then it's fine. But
Sponsored by HelloFresh because a new
but if I do start making money, don't tell anyone.
year means habit changes.
I mean, imagine a socialist making any money. That would be bad. Imagine a socialist making any money. That would be really, really bad. A socialist shouldn't even be in a house. What are they doing inside houses? They should be out on the street. How the hell are they even streaming? They shouldn't have a laptop or a mic. They should be out on the street.
And it also means it's time to refresh
HelloFresh as well.
HelloFresh for
Man,
afraid
do
to
ads.
you can spend it with
Do
friends and
ads.
family and get these low price and don't vanilla go to Hellos and 3.com.
Ooh, ads, come on. That's excessive. True. Now, imagine.
According to the 2006 police report, Josh Duggar, when he'd been around 15 years old, had been molesting his younger sisters. One of them was only 5 years old at the time. Apparently, this entire thing had come out because 3.5 years prior, an undisclosed person wrote a letter.
Socialism is when you don't make money. Communism is when you're homeless and like you barely have any clothes. Like they're all ripped and everything.
Describing Josh's
True.
actions and placed it inside of a book. That book was later loaned out to a member of the Duggars church and found after the events took place. So despite the molestation taking place sometime in 2002 and 2003, this investigation didn't actually take place until 2006. Although the names are crossed out so we can't know which daughter made which claim, the police report reads that in March of 2002, one of Jim Bob's children
Still can't get over the fact that his name is Jim Bob.
came to him upset and crying. They said that Josh had been touching one of the girls on the breasts and vaginal areas when they were sleeping, and it happened at least 4 to 5 times. Josh admitted this to his dad, and according to Jim Bob, they disciplined him after this incident. The police report didn't say how they did this. 9 months later, in March 2003, Josh molested his younger sisters again and put his hand under one of their dresses and groped them. Jim Bob took further action by meeting with the elders of the church who agreed Josh needed to be put into a treatment program. Here's where many people, including myself, take issue with the Duggars. They didn't send their son for professional help. Instead, they sent him to the Institute in Basic Life Principles. The IBLP, many would argue, actually enables sexual predatory behavior based on their own values. Although I can't address everything in the entire history of IBLP, and I assure you, we're actually doing research into turning that into an episode on its own because of how batshit crazy this is, but here's a few bullet points so you can just get a taste of what the hell goes on there. Firstly, their leader, Bill Gothard, stepped down in 2014 after being accused of inappropriately touching girls and women over the course of several decades. 18 former staffers, interns, and volunteers claim that he sexually, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and/or psychologically abused them. Secondly, Gothard not only abused his victims, but allegedly cut them off from the world entirely, leading to what Chicago Mag has called the cult next door. Gothard was the boss, landlord, and controller of all aspects of their lives, and people commonly joked about his so-called
What the hell even is this picture? Like, why would you take this picture? Like, this picture tells everything. Why would you even take this? Like, I guess the guy thought he would get away with it.
harem. Third, the IBLP actually has a homeschooling curriculum called the Advanced Technical Institute, or ATI, and that the Duggars used to homeschool their children with that program. Therefore, Jim Bob and Michelle never even actually...
I don't know how good or bad homeschooling is, but in the US, if someone's homeschooling their kid, something's wrong. Something's wrong. If you know someone who's homeschooling their kid, be careful.
Actually sought outside professional help in the first place, but simply reinforced values that Josh already learned at ATI. Some of the things
We have AJE20. I don't know if it's AJ, age, or AJE.
ATI supposedly teaches are purity culture, and that's that the husband is the undisputed leader and his word is final in any family, and women exist for the purpose of producing and raising children and caring for the men. And that's it. According to a suit against IBLP, a young woman on staff asked for guidance on how to deal with having been raped at age 11. Not only did Gothard discourage this woman from seeking outside help, but he allegedly told her that, quote, a professional counselor would ruin you and all your potential to serve the Lord.
Definitely not a cult.
Really does go on and on with this place. Survivors allege that they were made to feel that sexual abuse was their fault, and that the IBLP and ATI teachings were confusing and abusive. One page from an ATI handout actually states that immodest dress, indecent exposure...
That's my point. Like, I don't know about homeschooling in general, but in the US, you should be careful. Like, you should be like, try to act like a neighbor or whatever, and try to find out what the hell's going on inside
Being out without parents' protection and being with, quote, evil friends are all causes of abuse, and that women should clear
Totally not a
guilt by
cult.
confessing it to God. And
Totally not a
this
cult.
is the place where Josh Duggar was sent as a teenager for 2 months, where he spent time working on carpentry. According to Gothard, Josh became a respectful person at IBLP, though given what Gothard has done, I believe we have different definitions of the word
do that.
respectful. Aside from sending Josh to this cult-like organization that seemingly only reinforced disturbing behavior, Jim Bob and the church did get the police involved. But don't get excited. It's not what you think. The state trooper they told, Joe Hutchins, was a family friend that did not charge Josh with any crimes. Instead, Joe gave Josh a stern talk, and as it turns out, just a couple years later, Joe himself was arrested on child porn charges and sentenced to 56.
The stern talk was like, hey, give me some tips. What happened? Tell me, come on, tell me, come on. Wait, Mistress Lynn is here. Oh, okay, yeah, she did. It's going to disappear for. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not against homeschooling. But this guy was like, hey, come on, kid. Come on, kid, give me some tips. You have the good stuff, come on, kid. That's probably what he did. Disgusting, but still, that's probably what happened.
6 years in prison. By the time the police did start investigating, the statute of limitations had expired. Along the way, Josh was given a stern talking to, or he was sent to a cult-like organization that has a reputation for abusing women. There has been no sign that Josh received genuine professional psychological help. Yet when this police report was published by In Touch in 2015, Josh's parents were quick to defend him, and more surprisingly, so were the sisters he'd molested.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with homeschooling though is your kid's gonna be like, there's gonna be some social adjustment problems. I'm not saying it's impossible, but that too, but also like you don't interact with anyone other than your family if you're at home, right? As a kid, like you're not gonna be able to go outside, and it's the US, so you can't really just travel the city and walk outside, meet people. So that's gonna be like, if you're homeschooled in Europe, for example, you can still go outside, play with the kids and everything. But in the US, everything's so disconnected, everyone's so disconnected from each other except in a few cities. So in those places, maybe it's gonna be like really good. But for example, if you're in South Carolina, Q family, no idea. Is this a new one? I haven't seen it. And homeschooling is really hard anyways. Like, how can one person teach maths, English, biology, and all those history and all those other subjects adequately? Like, my mother and father are doctors, and they have an MPhil in their fields, like a master's of philosophy, but they don't remember what the area of a circle is. Like, that's how, like, what happens with your brain when you grow up and you don't focus on stuff. Yeah, it's gonna vary.
Jim Bob and Michelle were interviewed by Megyn Kelly on Fox News after the In Touch story broke the news about Josh's bad behavior. As the interview is over a half-hour long, I won't go over everything that's said, but just cover a few noteworthy moments. Just under 2 minutes in, Jim Bob and Michelle start by condemning Joe, the police officer that was arrested on child pornography charges. Jim Bob claims that Joe himself violated the law by not reporting this, though Michelle adds that Joe put the fear of God into Josh by giving him a stern lecture. And
the fear of God. The fear of God was, come on, kid, you got the good stuff, come on. Come on.
If I can just pause here for a moment just to insert my opinion. They seem like they just want to have it both ways. One moment, they imply that Joe didn't do enough. He didn't report their son to the police, but the next they say that they gave their son a good talking to. While I don't know how much the Duggar family has actually spoken with police officers in the past, wouldn't they
Wait, next time their picture comes, we're going to see how thumb-like they are.
realize that, perhaps Joe didn't make a police report? Shouldn't they know how seriously molestation is taken, or do they truly believe a stern talking to is what police do? This just doesn't add up for me, so this is just a gray area that I just want to point out that personally it leaves me feeling very uneasy because I don't feel the truth is being told here. Now, as for what this Fear of God lecture may have been about, Michelle says that Joe told Josh that if he were to continue...
That's like, this guy's not a police officer, but look at that thumb phrenology. It fits right. He's a real thumb. Like he has a thumb with hair. A little thumb with hair. And she's got that she's got that real Karen energy. So it's a thumb and a Karen.
Continue on this path, he was going to destroy his life and end up in prison. And of course, sorry, my opinion again, maybe this police officer was showing him by example, by going to fucking prison. Anyway, another minute later, Jim Bob and Michelle state that every member of their family received professional counseling after the incident, but they neglect to state where, and Megyn Kelly also doesn't ask. I've already discussed my feelings on—
Oh god, Megyn Kelly was interviewing them. Oh no. Megyn Kelly was interviewing them. Of course, she's not gonna ask. She doesn't know how to actually conduct an interview.
On IBLP, but Michelle claims that after the counseling, Josh was a changed person, and they began to set stricter boundaries within their own family. For example, a brother and a sister couldn't go off playing hide-and-seek alone anymore. Sisters couldn't sit on their brother's laps anymore, and their sons...
Wait. When they say sisters couldn't sit on their brother's laps anymore, do they mean what do they mean by that? Like, they could have... Is it Megyn Kelly, the one who joined Fox? Yeah, and then she left because her career wasn't there anymore. I don't think she's I don't know her personally, but I don't think she's ever been a good journalist or interviewer. My question is, why were they sitting on, is it how kids sit on their laps, and because the older brothers were so much older than the younger sisters that they did that? Or I don't know what they were I guess the phrasing is a bit weird after that whole pedophile brother thing.
Can't babysit alone. And I'm sorry for inserting my opinion here. There's just so much that does not add up to me at all. I don't think boys not being allowed to babysit is a boundary that helps anyone. None of this led to the abuse in the first place. It happened when Josh snuck into the girls' rooms at night. Plus, brothers and sisters should be able to play hide and seek with one another without the fear of sexual abuse taking place. I don't know if I'm making sense here, but I think the point I want to make, ultimately, in my rambling in this, is I think that this shows how unwilling these parents were to address the actual root issue here, which is Josh's actions. On a similar note, the idea of young kids being curious about sexuality has been brought up multiple times to defend or at least explain Josh's actions. There are, of course, a variety of opinions on the topic. Some doctors say young kids close in age may have mutual agreements to play games around this. For example, and I'll show you mine if you show me yours kind of mentality between little kids. In this case, a child is more interested in satisfying curiosity than any type of arousal, and it does happen. Obviously, that's a discussion a parent needs to have with their child, and healthy boundaries need to be set. But when there's a large age difference, such as Josh being 14 or 15 and one of his victims being 5, or when one child
14 and 5
is forced and it occurs between siblings instead of classmates, some doctors agree that this is not normal and requires professional counseling. In this case, Josh's actions would not be considered normal or just teenage curiosity, as his family has tried to imply. Again, there are a ton of different sites out there for parents that list differences between what may be considered normal sexual play and problematic sexual behavior in children. Again, the point to make here is that no source that I found classified Josh's actions as normal, especially not at his age. But back to the interview. Megyn Kelly asked why the Duggars wanted to be on reality TV after this took place. Jim Bob answers her and states that they thought the incident was behind them. We had nothing to hide. We had a clean bill of health from the state. Everything was taken care of, he says. The police
Everything was
report
taken
was,
care
as
of.
Jim Bob and Michelle say, a juvenile record that by law should not have been released. From what I understand about the
Oh, no.
situation, it seems as if
14.5.
the soon-to-be retired police chief herself, around 2015, may have actually been the one to release the report. And the Duggars say that she may have had a personal agenda. The disclosure of the police report has also been debated, as it is a juvenile record, and some sources state that the Duggars themselves are mistaken. Mercury News, for example, has said that the police report was released under the Freedom of Information Act. Springdale, Arkansas City Attorney Ernest B. Cate explains, the requested record was not sealed or expunged, and at the time the report was filed, the person listed in the report was an adult. Any names of minors included in the report, as well as pronouns, were redacted from the report by the Springdale Police Department in compliance with Arkansas law prior to release. So no, attorneys and experts on Arkansas's Freedom of Information Act state that the police report was not released illegally. 16 minutes into the interview, Josh's parents add that they don't view Josh as a pedophile and claim that there's an agenda against them and people are twisting things and targeting them. Michelle herself claims that her daughters were more victimized.
They're out to get us. Why do people have a problem with us? Oh, why do they have a problem with our son who did sussy shit to our little small child? They don't seem to care about their younger children that much.
By tabloids discussing the police report than they ever were by Josh years ago. Take a listen to this.
They've been victimized more by what has happened in these last couple of weeks than they were 12 years ago because they didn't even understand or know that anything had happened.
Oh no. I don't know if anything happened, but that sort of language sort of implies that it's not just the kid Josh's problem. Like, he's not a kid anymore, but it's a family problem.
Until after the fact.
Jill and Jessa Duggar, two of Josh Duggar.
I will say this though. The tabloids are always going to be messed up. And I don't think the kids should read the tabloids and everything, because I do hate the entire framing of how, like, it's kind of like this weird shoe on head thing but she is doing rape apology on her own daughters. But beyond that, I do think that the entire, like, the way to talk about it is not helpful in that shoe on head kind of manner. Yeah, this is messed up, but in general, I don't think tabloids are going to be good on this anyways. Of course, serious news reporting on this is different from the tabloids. But I hate the whole pedophile hunter nonsense. Like, I want like an actual investigation and actual help for the victims, but the whole pedophile hunter thing is a bit, I don't know, it's not the best thing. Okay, that's us.
Duggar's 5 victims spoke out and affirmed these statements.
I would say he's worse than a pedophile. He's a child molester. So I personally, I think like a pedophile can be someone who hasn't offended, but a child molester is for sure someone who's offended. So he is worse than a pedophile in that sense.
Statements telling Megyn Kelly how badly this affected them. The pair state that while what he did was wrong, it's overboard to call him a child molester, and quote, in Josh's case, he was a young boy going through puberty, and boys are curious about girls, and that got him in some trouble.
Boys are curious about girls, yet they're curious about girls their own age. They aren't curious about sneaking into their sisters' rooms at night, even those sisters are 10 years younger than them.
He made some bad choices, but really, the extent of it was mild inappropriate touching on fully clothed touching. Most of it while girls were sleeping.
Who is this
Jill
person?
adds that none of the victims even knew what was happening until Josh confessed, because he'd been touching them while they were sleeping. This is possible, as on the police report, any name...
Not even, I guess, not even grown women, just their age or older, right? Of course, women as well, but If a 15-year-old is attracted to another 15-year-old, that's different than a stupid 15-year-old doing this to a 5-year-old. And even beyond that, like if you're curious about girls, then you don't just go and touch them in a world. Like it wouldn't be okay if you went and did this to a 15-year-old.
Names or pronouns are censored, so it could be that Josh was the child who went to his father and admitted, while upset and crying, that he'd been sneaking into the girls' rooms at night. That's still unclear, so I don't want to make any assumptions. But I'm gonna be real, either way, no matter how redacted this police report is, the fact that he was touching girls while they were unconscious, that doesn't make anything better. Just because you can't remember it happened doesn't mean that it makes it okay. It still fucking happened. So, anyway. Jill and Jessa said that on behalf of all their sisters, they were furious the police report was released, as the matter had already been handled in their own home and they wanted to keep it private. As for advertisers, critics, and other news outlets, it wasn't about how long ago this happened or the fact that it had already been handled, as they like to say, but how the Duggar parents had dealt with the situation. In May 2015, 19 Kids and Counting was officially pulled off the air after multiple advertisers dropped them, and in July, it was cancelled altogether. 2015 turned out to be a pretty horrible year for the Duggars, as just a month later in August, Josh Duggar's name was on the list of those who had been using the website Ashley Madison to cheat on their spouses. I already have an episode out about Ashley Madison if you'd like to check that one out, but safe to say, adding recent infidelity to the revelations about Josh Duggar made him all the less.
See, Madison is that weird site where you go to specifically cheat on your loved ones, right? On your like significant other, right?
Sympathetic in the public's eyes. On the Duggar family's own website, they
it's like this weird, yeah, I like the music, is it?
Preach conservative family values. In one of their videos called Are You a Good Person? They even say that thinking hateful, sinful thoughts are breaking God's law. So, for the Duggars to not practice what they preach, it felt quite hypocritical for many. Josh himself acknowledged this, calling himself the biggest hypocrite ever, stating that while espousing faith and family values, he had been unfaithful. Josh released a statement saying that he
Look at the comment though. I've been viewing pornography on the internet and this has become a secret and I became unfaithful to my wife. That's the thing he's talking about.
Family values, he had been unfaithful. Josh released a statement saying that he had brought, quote, hurt and a reproach, don't know why he did it that way, to his family when he was a teenager, and now he had rebroken their trust when his name was released on Ashley Madison. Danica Dillon, the woman who alleges Josh slept with her, also spoke out and claimed that he was violent with her when they slept together, didn't use protection, and he gifted her thousands of dollars after their encounters. Josh checked into a sex addict and faith-based treatment center after this second public blow to his reputation, which many believe to be Reformers Unanimous in Rockford, Illinois. People magazine wrote an article about RU and said that the director boasted an 80% success rate. However, multiple blogs, tabloids, and stories have also said that Reformers Unanimous was created by the North Love Baptist Church in Rockford, and the treatment is actually heavily influenced by none other than the IBLP. It's been said that
Oh no. Okay, I shouldn't
members
do
of the
that.
congregation of North Love are
That's not
required to
appropriate.
attend Bill Gothard's seminars, and many members of the church homeschool using ATI. If this is true, then it would mean that yet again, Josh Duggar's so-called counseling is continually taking place inside an echo chamber. Television wasn't done with the Duggars for good, though, and by the end of 2015, things were actually looking up for
The music is like, those, it reminds me kind of like a husband trying to sneak behind his wife to give her a gift, like he's slowly approaching her, and then like, oh, I'm gonna surprise my wife with this gift I got her, type of thing. It's giving me that kind of vibe, like, oh, it's gonna be a pleasant surprise that's about to come up
for them, despite all of this that was going on. TLC premiered Counting On, a Duggar spin-off show that centered around Jill and Jessa and their expanding families. For several years, things seemed relatively quiet in terms of Josh Duggar. There was still family drama after Jill Duggar, now Jill Dillard, after marrying Derek Dillard, and her husband left the show in 2017. He got in some hot water by saying some kinda not so nice things like transgender is a myth and gender is not fluid, it's ordained by God. Now years later, the Dillards say that they chose to leave and have more control over their lives. All in all, though, the dust had settled. That is, until the unsurprising truth was revealed. Josh Duggar was not treated all those years ago.
Oops. Oh my goodness. Yes, sir.
Back in 2019, Josh's work computer was searched. The public was not actually made aware of this until 2021. According to a special agent, it had an accountability software installed, known as Covenant Eyes, which would send internet usage reports to Josh's wife, Anna. However, because of course there has to be a however here, Josh was able to circumnavigate this program using a Tor browser, which gave him access to the dark web. And it gave him access to do the unthinkable and obtain child pornography. He was arrested on April 29th, 2021.
Oh, thank goodness he's arrested.
The Duggar family website released a statement by Jim Bob and Michelle, which read, "We appreciate your continued prayers for our family at this time. The accusations brought against Joshua today are very serious. It is our prayer that the truth, no matter what it is, will come to light, and that this will all be resolved in a timely manner. We love Josh and Anna and continue to pray for their family." Only days later, the truth was revealed, as a federal agent testified in court that Josh downloaded and possessed 65 images of CP and a 2-minute-long video featuring girls between the ages of 5 and 10 years old. He stated that it was some of the worst sexual abuse child pornography that he had seen in over 1,000 cases. Despite this, that same day, the judge said that Josh could be released into the custody of a family friend while awaiting trial, so long as he was under home confinement with a GPS monitor. A few weeks after that, Counting On was cancelled, with TLC stating that they wanted to give the Duggars the time to address their situation privately.
What the hell's going on at TLC? Someone needs to look into TLC at this point.
Josh Duggar built a defense, claiming that he'd been the victim of a hit-and-run hacking scheme.
I don't think I want to see the titles of the CP videos.
Yet, as more and more evidence was revealed, it became very clear just how depraved Josh was and exactly what he was hiding. Homeland Security Special Agent Gerard Faulkner testified that one of the
18 months. 18 months.
files depicted children from 18 months to 12 years of age. You know, I read this, right? We researched it, we read it, we found it in other articles, we corroborated this information that we just presented. And
oh,
yet,
hey, Ligmund Freud, you joined at the really weird time.
It never gets easier to have to share it and talk about this.
Degenerate doesn't begin to describe it. Monster, or I don't know. Scum? Scum's a good word.
Because
Scum's a really good
I don't
word.
know what happens in these kinds of cases, like when they catch somebody with 18 months, a year and a half old. I don't understand it, right? I don't like children. I never want to have children. I think children are gross. Keep them away from me. They scream, they yell, they poop their pants. Not interested. It's not a fun time. Just stay away from me. I don't want to babysit your kids. I don't want to hold your baby. No. But even as someone who does not like children, I don't get joy from seeing a child laugh or any of that stuff. Even I know that this is wrong. And even though I may not like children, I know you do not mistreat children, especially not sexually. It just blows my mind how unfortunately common this seems to be the more and more we research topics, that people just casually are into this kind of thing, and I just don't think...
I don't even know, like, it's in the dark web, right? Like, how many, is it going to be in the hundreds of thousands or millions of children who are abused this way? And we'll never know.
It's something you should... I obviously don't believe it's something you should be interested in. I don't know how else to say that. I think you're fucked in the head. Anyway, sorry, shit just never gets easier when I have to present something like this, but I have digressed a lot. Let's just get through this. In December 2021, a jury found Josh guilty of receipt of child pornography and possession of child pornography. Jim Bob, who was running for the Arkansas State Senate at the time, lost in the wake of what happened. Although Josh has yet to be sentenced, as of the time that I'm recording,
nobody, like, did he get any? If he got even one vote, that would be surprising.
According to this, he could face up to $250,000 in fines and 20 years in prison for each charge. We can only speculate what happens behind closed doors. At the moment, In Touch has said that this has torn the Duggar family apart. Michelle and Jim Bob are seemingly trying to stay strong, and Anna Duggar has been shown standing by Josh and holding his hand on the way to.
Why leave the fucker? I believe in reform, and I hope there is some reform, but leave. No, why are you? What?
The courthouse. And just wow, how sweet of her to stand by her husband, who has watched
No,
content
he's
of
arrested.
children being essayed as young as his children, and he has molested children the same age as his own children, and their youngest was born this past November, FYI.
Yeah, like even with reform or whatever, I don't think he should be anywhere near children. Like, even if he is reformed, keep him away from children at that point.
I don't know how he could be like, yeah, I'm gonna have all these kids, and then I'm also gonna watch some really fucked up shit. I don't understand what goes on in someone's head that makes this click and makes them think that this is okay behavior. I just don't get it. And as the wife, I don't get it how you stand by him. People magazine has also claimed that the family isn't as close as they once were, with one family source allegedly stating that the majority of the family is acting as if nothing has happened. Jim Bob, they say, is notorious for sweeping things under the rug. There's
something wrong with Jim Bob. We don't know what, but something.
More to the story, though much of it is alleged or family drama. For example, Derek Dillard, Jill's wife, has liked comments suggesting that Jill has been brainwashed, abused, and faced trauma throughout her childhood. It's also been floating around that Jim Bob hasn't actually paid his children for their appearances on the TV show Counting On. According to Derek, Jim Bob is the only one who gets paid, as family-based shows are cut one paycheck. Jim Bob allegedly has not been splitting that with his children, despite some sources claiming that he's made as much as $850,000 per season. As these claims are more alleged and not necessarily reported on by the most reliable of sources, I won't really dwell on them, though I would not be surprised if they were true. The most important part of today's story is what happened with Josh Duggar. While it's upsetting that his family seemed to defend his actions in 2015, these recent charges have proven to be indefensible for many. In mid-December, CNN reported that Josh's sister Ginger was saddened for the victims of horrific child abuse and the dishonor his actions brought upon Christ's name. While it's great to see Josh's sisters condemning these actions, some argue that it's not just the Duggar family that has this problem, but multiple communities across the country that claim to be Christian, all while promoting the idea that women have no bodily autonomy of their own. On December 23, 2021, The Washington Post published an article titled, "The Duggars Might Lose Their Show, but the Toxic Culture They Promote Persists." The author explains in it that the Duggars have become part of a growing evangelical movement that paints secular liberalism as predatory to children while presenting their family values as the best.
I think an ambulance just crossed me by. Either an ambulance or police.
Protection. And I'm sorry, I swear to God, this is like one of my last opinions, I swear it is, but the irony, the fucking sick, messed up irony of going, oh yeah, secularism, oh my God, it's terrible for children, it's so predatory. Meanwhile, our own son has been getting his hands on CP and molesting his own sisters. But that's family values, baby. Now, Jim Bob, a Republican state representative from 1999 to 2003, and Josh, who was the executive director of the lobbying arm of the Family Research Council, were a part of this religious activism. The article reads, "The Duggars' popular reality shows have brought these ideas to the religious right to an even larger audience by a media image purposefully crafted and heavily edited to be non-judgmental and benign. Social media has provided even more opportunities to present a sanitized version of life under Christian patriarchy that more closely matches the aesthetic of mainstream consumer culture. The Duggar women and children smile in their Instagram posts as inspirational and seemingly content and countless other social media influencers. These cheerful public images help defang decades-old feminist criticism of Christian patriarchy and its political goals. Clearly, Josh's values aren't the ones that are working out for him. While I don't want to go as far as others have and say that the Duggar women are brainwashed because we can't know for sure what happens behind closed doors, I do find a lot of these revelations and information.
I think even calling it brainwashing is like, it's indoctrination is a better word, right? Like, it's better than brainwashing because, like, That's the only thing they know, and they know what they know. Like they don't know what they don't know. So they're not even seeking out what they don't know. And in that sense, like that's the indoctrination route, right? Like you keep them away from external sources and don't allow them to think for themselves.
About the IBLP and these faith-based organizations telling. Josh Duggar's parents didn't seem
The entire silo thing where you're stuck and you don't even know how to get out.
to hold him accountable for
Yeah,
his
exactly.
own actions
That's
as a
what it's
child,
supposed.
but at
Sexual education, and that's why they do the homeschooling thing and everything.
least the law is holding him accountable now as an adult. And with all of that being said, that's where we're going to conclude today's episode of The Corporate Casket.
Ooh, that was heavy. I don't even know, this needs a break. Is there any, I was thinking maybe I could do the 4-month. Oh, yeah. YouTube is so good. It's recommending me my own damn video. Look at that. Hey, do you know watch yourself? Do you know go into Inception? Yeah, but it needs an appropriate break. Oh wait, actually ADHD. The monkey's here. Where's the monkey? Monkey. Come join us, monkey. Join us, join us, join us, join us, join us. I'm gonna message him too. I'm gonna make him join us. Monkey. I'm calling him Monkey because he used to be Mogul Monkey before being factually ADHD. Monkey is trying to join us. That is true. Oh, factually ADHD. This community hates AI art, but without AI art, I wouldn't have laughed so hard. I ended up hiccuping when I saw someone put 2 of the programs from Character AI together. It was a chimpanzee and a gorilla. For no reason, chimpanzee grabbed the gorilla by the nuts and he said, "Ow, my big apple." Wait, do you have a pic of that? I need this. Hello, factually ADHD. We went through some heavy stuff, and oh, Shmis, we have the snake and the monkey. We have a real zoo going on. We have the bird, the snake, and the monkey. We can't get the horse in here because the horse is in Wash's basement. I haven't seen the horse ever. Oh no, he read it. Oh, okay. I don't know what character.ai is. Let me check. We need something light after that one. And then I was thinking maybe we could do the whatever happened these past 4 months, because a lot happened, right? Okay, I understand. Hide them now. Hide them for good. Okay, whatever. I understand. What the hell is this? Oh, it's this spot. Oh, I remember you were playing with it. Okay, so let's ask Bowser. Hello. Everyone's here. Why is Bowser taking so long? Bowser's late. Oh yeah, after I'm trying to do the AI thingy. If it works. Oh, here we go. It's working. What? Oh, Shmi has a borb. Shmi gets the special borbs. In fact, ADHD has that borb as well. And the flamingo. You get the flamingo. You get the flamingo. Everyone gets the flamingo. Wait, why didn't? What the hell? One second. Isn't this working? Word, god damn it. Okay. Okay, let's just do this. What's this? Hope it's not copyrighted. 36 seconds. Oh, nice. Oh. Borb. Look at that borb. The little borb. Look at that borb. Yes, you are. Look at that borb. The borb is... Okay. Oh, that was palate cleansing. This bot is broken. What did you do, monkey? You destroyed character.ai. It's not working for me anymore. Wait, I don't think it never ever worked for me. That's... kitties. Let's see some cat pics too. Oh, look at that. So wholesome. Okay, I can go. Oh. I wish it was full screen or something. You can't watch a trailer for Bleach. Do you want me to get banned or get a strike or something? Okay, let's do the... or what happened in these past few months? There's been a lot of news. I haven't streamed for like 4 months. Pele died. Rest in peace. I'm not gonna risk it. Okay, so that sucks. Pele died. What's this? COVID? Please stop COVID. Please don't bring back COVID. Oh no. COVID-19 toll surpasses likely a significant underestimate. Okay, it's an underestimate. Okay, a long time ago. Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Pele died. China still suffering from COVID. We have the Iran protests, not Iraq protests. Iran protests because their stupid morality police can't stop killing people. And they're like 100 detainees facing death penalty, probably many more facing death. 100 days have passed. Oh no, not the news. Just for a short while. Just going down memory lane. Elon Musk bought Twitter. That happened. And that's been a shit show. Matt Binder got banned because he was reporting on Elon Musk, and the jet tracker thingy got banned. Wait, double jet? What the hell? Oh, what the hell is this? Oh no. Screw you. That's stupid. Okay. annoying little piece of shit. VGG chat. Get out of here. Oh yeah, it didn't work, so sadly no. What else happened? Elon bought Twitter, right? Or Pakistan was flooded. Was that in the past few months? Or was it before? Like, why is this so? When did those happen? Um, 14th June to October 22. Were they that long? Damn. What the hell's happening? Of course, the Ukraine war still going on. Russia losing bigly. Russia's losing bigly. They're losing like no one's ever lost before. It's huge. Huge, I tell you. And what else? Give me news, come on, from the last 4 months. What happened in the world? I need to know. What else happened? Was there anything in Canada? I don't think there was anything in Canada. Oh yeah, that happened. The rain dangerously low one. China sort of got flooded as well a bit. Oh, and the Chinese protests and the lockdowns and stuff's happening still. I think in India the BJP lost big. Kurds were protesting in France, and they supposedly burned down Paris, which of course everyone burns down Paris. And Turkey, of course, urges France to ban PKK propaganda after Paris. I guess they're officially calling themselves Turkey instead of Turkey. I don't know. And what else happened? What else happened? There's a really good channel. Okay, not. I'll just do this and then change it. Oh, and yeah, a based Supreme Court judge gave LGBT rights to Indians. What else happened? Internet Today is a really fun channel that I started listening to after the entire Elon Musk stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, the railroad strike almost happened, and then Biden killed it. It was the death of Dark Brandon. Oh, Kanye happened. Kanye went full Nazi. The death of Dark Brandon happened. Like the rise and the fall. All of it happened. The rise of Dark Brandon and the fall of Dark Brandon. Brittler arc. Oh, this is the Young Turks. They did a year-end review as well or something. This is a fun channel. Another one that's fun is that I like to listen to is this one, Hive Mind. Just to pass the time and everything. Yeah, exactly. The world doesn't stop. Oh, that crazy so-called left-wing leader in Puerto Rico who was arrested. That happened too. Oh, he got banned recently as well. But that's not really world news. That's like small internet news. Italy got a fascist leader. That's true. Italy got a fascist leader. The Hitler, not without the H. The Hitler. See, Hitler. Just Hitler. No, I didn't mean Hitler. I meant Hitler. Italy. Fascist. Leader. Not this one. The Return of Fascism in Italy. Giorgia Meloni, Hitler. Mussolini to electric boogaloo. Yeah. So stuff happened. The world carried on. And then we listened to some sweet myths that happened today. That's happening right now. Oh, Gavin McKee. Yeah, that's the song got banned.
This is the test of the Inferno broadcast system. Do not panic. This is just a test.
Yeah, Fish apparently made the song. Music. This isn't helpful. Get me some water as well. I can't sing because people are sleeping. I can't get too loud. But I can move my head. What's that called? Got that. What should we watch? We should get like is there anything interesting here? Oh, Sage. Muted. I do love Little Joel's small videos. They're really fun too. Wait, what was it that he has to do again? Yeah, it's very late. It's 1:30. That's why I'm speaking so like in this weird whispery voice. Oh, leftist mafia. This is a fun show. Real charism. Wait, does Vsauce do the DMCA stuff? We can watch. If it's, I hope it's not DMCA.
This is a fantastic question. How do we know human body temperature is dropping? Couldn't it just be that the methods we use to measure temperature are changing? Well, researchers have considered that, and what they found is that the effect does not depend on method of thermometry at all. Instead, it only depends on birth year. If you were to look at all the measurements made by one doctor using one device on one day, you can still see the effect. It's not that the measurements we get are dropping over time, it's that newer born people are coming out and running cooler than those born before, and we don't know why. If you want some more mysteries, check out the website where I first learned about this body temperature decline, Wikenigma. It's a wiki, not of things we know, but of things we don't. And if you're watching this video somewhere besides Instagram or TikTok, go follow me on Instagram or TikTok because I can make longer vertical videos there. I love you. This is a fantastic...
Okay, let's see who Dugan is. I don't remember which Venkat Dugan is.
Everything is relative, and we in Russia, we could use postmodernity in order to explain to the West that if any truth is relative, so we have our special Russian truth that you need to accept as something that maybe is not
I love
your
Vsauce.
truth, even if it's not true. But if the truth is relative, that doesn't mean that truth doesn't exist. That means that absolute truth, one for all, doesn't exist.
Let's take an example. If you watch Russian television today, you'd think that Russia and America were about to go to war.
Yes, but the same if we are examining, if we are reading American press, we have the same impression.
Not really. I've just come back from America. You don't really get that impression. Do you think this is genuinely the case?
No, I think that now the situation is in Syria, for example, United States continuing to be unipolar or continuing to consider itself as unipolar power. It says no more Assad. And Atlanticist powers of the Western
What's
Europe.
the point even? What the hell is he trying to say?
Washington,
What the hell is he trying to say? That America was wrong, therefore truth is relative?
Doesn't want any more Assad, but Putin, other civilization says stop.
I have my own truth, and my truth is that Dugan is retarded.
Let have Assad, and after that there is our nuclear and military power behind Assad. So, and that is serious. If you are boss, you could not let the other decide, if you really is a boss, decide what to do in your realm of responsibility. It is conflict. And Russia says, no, you are not boss.
Not even the objective part, like even subjectively. Every subject on the face of this planet knows that Russia's and the US aren't fighting and Russia's lying.
You are not anymore boss. That's very serious.
No, that's true, Hunger Master. That's not just your truth.
If we insist on multipolarity, and if behind us there is nuclear weapons, and
I do like his hand movements. Those are really funny. Those are really, really funny.
Iron will to defend, for example, in the little case of Assad, defend Assad.
Political philosophy.
Assad is principally not because we have so much interest there. That is the question of who.
I should actually mimic Dugan and try to speak like, like this and that, and like what is. So it's my truth, and my truth is that no cars exist in the US, and that's my truth. And since it's my truth, that means if we put it behind us, then that means that the US is full of trains, and there are no cars in the US. That's my truth, and that is so. Within this framework, I don't even know where I'm going with this. I have
rules
I'm
the
just.
world. That is the problem. So that's possible war. Only war
Oh, Zizek's voice is different, like Zizek. We should listen to Zizek after this.
could decide really who is the boss.
Do you think that's really a possibility?
If United States doesn't want to start
My truth is that I am the ruler of the world, and that is my truth, and no one can stop me. And so with everyone behind me, right, I can just lead the world, and everything that's happening is happening because I'm saying it should happen that way, and you can't say otherwise. No matter what happens in the world, it's because I order it to.
start a war, you should recognize, United States should recognize openly for all humanity, all mankind, that United States is not anymore unique master. So let recognize that there will be no war. But we understand our position is that we are going to fight up to the end in order to show to everybody that United States is not any more unique master.
I think, joking aside, fascists just take whatever is beneficial to them. If it's religion, they'll take religion. If it's like nationalizing industry, they'll nationalize industry. In the end, it's like whatever feeds the machine.
It's very serious, because we are seriously going to show and to confirm that we are entering in a multipolar world. And
I don't think Russia's entering in a multipolar world unless the other pole that they're talking about is Ukraine.
in Syria, on Ukraine, and anywhere else, that's only the case to prove that. We don't want that, but we understand that if we will be not ready.
Honestly, if the only countries in the world were Ukraine and Russia, it would still not be multipolar.
Ready to pay all the price for that, we could not gain.
So Ukraine and Syria are all about proving to America that they're not the boss.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That they are not unique boss.
Can I ask you a personal question? When you watch the news on Russian television, do you believe what you see?
Absolutely, because
really? You're an intelligent man. Surely you can't believe because some of the most outlandish things.
No, absolutely. Postmodernist.
He mentioned it. He's going there. He literally said it.
Postmodernism.
How do I make this website? You should ask White Nervosa. They made this website for me, White Leaf. By they, I mean White Leaf. I can take credit for making this website. They made this for Shu, and they made this for other people as well, and Wash, of course. It's a gift from Destiny, but I think it's changed a lot from how Destiny made his site.
Teaches us to understand, or sociology. I'm sociologist as well. And what is total fact, according to Durkheim? Total fact. The founder of sociology, Emile Durkheim, affirmed that total fact, it is the fact the society believes in.
So if enough people believe it, it'll become true.
No, No, the truth is
Wow.
a question of belief. And postmodernity shows that every so-called truth is the matter of believing. So we believe in what we do, we believe in what we say, and that is the only way to define the truth. The truth is the matter of
So by his logic, if everyone starts believing that he is an idiot, he will become an idiot. So we all have to believe. All have to believe that Dugin is an idiot.
belief. And that is not only our position.
Damn, your
because
school internet
when
sucks.
I see Western media, I ask myself, how
So wait, if we all believe that Dugin actually fucks pigs, does that mean that Dugin fucks pigs? And we all just collectively start believing that Dugin fucks pigs. And then it shall be true. Amen.
people could lie in such way. They lie about everything in the world. But after that, I say to myself, stop. That is not lie. It is their truth.
But wait,
they are completely convinced.
Dugin has officially joined the Me Too movement. This is my truth. Or maybe I shouldn't make that joke. I don't know.
I work in the Western media. I'm a reporter. I go out on the ground. I report what I see. Nobody tells me from on high.
No.
The
There is
editorial
no
line
such
should
thing.
be.
The fact, it's on always interpretation.
butchering a
There
lot of
is no
stuff here.
such things as a fact. Wittgenstein has proven that. There is no fact. There's only interpretation.
This is what happens when you read theory. Please don't read theory. This is like, this isn't a stream anymore. This is a PSA. Don't read theory.
Because you interpret this or so. Our manner of thinking of any man, of any culture, of any civilization, it deals only with interpretation.
No, infundibulum. Don't read theory. No, stop. Don't read theory. You're going to turn out like Dugin. Don't read theory.
You cannot see nothing without interpretation. What you see, it's interpretation.
I see you. I see you can argue that philosophically, but
It is not
if
causal,
somebody
it's
if somebody flies an airplane and drops a bomb on a building in Aleppo, somebody's flown that airplane. Somebody's
whose
dropped that
airplane?
bomb.
Who has fixed that? Whose airplane is it? What is the bomb? What is the quarter the bomb is falling on? What are the people? And there begins our interpretation.
What?
Because it is the war. It is very difficult to go into.
No. My take is he read too much theory and it broke his brain. But I'm not talking about the theory that, like actual theorists. I'm talking about the theory that Luna Oil needs, or the theory that non-compete or Hazri. That's the theory I'm talking about.
See and to prove for you.
No, you don't understand. It's not that you didn't drop those bombs. Who dropped those bombs? So according to me, Dugin dropped those bombs. But according to him, you dropped those bombs. But according to you, your cat dropped those bombs. So in the end, your truth is your truth and it's fine, and my truth is my truth and it's fine, and his truth is his truth, so it's fine. So in the end, it's a quantum superposition of you, your cat, and Dugin dropping those bombs. That's what's happening.
Any bomb falling is a Russian bomb. Any killed by Russian bomb should be an innocent civilian, and any harm that is done in the Aleppo or in the Syria is absolutely from the beginning. You have no idea that could be different because you are real, normal Western man, Western reporter, Western journalist. It is your truth to say, to presume, to be completely convinced the Russians are evil. So that are their bomb.
But that's where you're wrong. I spent many years studying Russian, and learning to love Russia and all things
But
Russian.
nevertheless, that's our bombs that destroy innocent civilians everywhere.
I'm not saying that.
I don't
They all
know.
are, but sometimes they are, right?
Never.
Never.
Never. No. No. Only American and American marionettes of ISIS and the other Jabhat al-Nusra bombs are killing innocent civilians.
Because those are the only ones that are
That's
killing
our
innocent.
interpretation, our vision.
But you can't really believe that. I mean, I don't believe it. I don't believe that that Russia is responsible for all the destruction. Neither do I believe it's responsible for none of the destruction. I mean, it's just not credible.
No, but when we see Western media, we see when, for example, someone is a little bit on the other
that
try
Russia
to
genocide
say
did,
that
it was my
maybe
truth
not
that
in
it is-
any case the
it was
Russian
you
bombers
who
there
Imagine a murder case where, like, Your Honor, it is my truth that the victim committed suicide. And then there's like a lot of evidence, like there's videotape footage, there's witnesses, there's DNA, there's fingerprints, there's all of it of the guy killing the other person. But he's like, Your Honor, it is my truth that he killed himself. Therefore, Your Honor, all I need to do is convince you that your truth is my truth, and then you can let me go free. It doesn't matter what other people's truths are. Only your truth matters, Your Honor.
destroy the civilians, so it is cut. So maybe personally there are the people who are with broader sense of understanding reality, but if we take the Western media, we see that normal reportage, normal observation of what is going on in Syria is completely biased by these preconceived ideas.
And I understand that, and
I
recognise that. But isn't it true that Russian television has seen that there is implicit bias in how people report where they are, and they've taken it and multiplied it.
We could speak on two levels. Yeah. If you affirm that the West says the truth and Russia says lie, I would respond, Russia says truth, that this truth is absolute truth, and the West says lie.
Okay, so we're playing a chess game. If I say to you, Western journalists are often biased and mistaken, but they try to tell the truth, whereas Russian TV has gone through the other side.
No. If you say that,
and they're not even trying to tell the truth.
If you say that Western TV is sometimes biased, sometimes not, I would say Russian TV is sometimes biased, sometimes not. If you say we are sometimes not biased, but you are always biased, I would say exactly you are sometimes biased, we are sometimes
we're always
not
exactly equal.
Absolutely, and that is multipolarity. There, nobody has.
Wait. Okay, so multipolarity wasn't even about power. It was about being equal in how biased you are. What?
Monopoly on the truth. The truth is relative. I could accept that, but only if you accept that. If you say our truth is absolute, I would respond immediately. Our truth is absolute. I don't believe
Look
that.
at the reporter. Look at the reporter. All the life drained from his eyes. Like, the reporter is like, get me out of here.
Maybe you believe, if you believe that your truth is absolute, you are normal Western man. But normal
I
Western...
don't believe anyone's truth is absolute.
Okay, we could agree on that at least.
What the hell? Why does it do that? Keep doing that. Is there like a shortcut key or something that I'm missing? This is apt. I think this is the time to bring this out. This old classic. This is
because
so
democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
This is the apt way to end this part. Government of the people, by the people, for the people, and the people are retarded. Wait, what the hell's Vosh doing here? Get that ugly beard out of here. What's that ugly beard doing here? That redhead. That red devil. What the hell's that red devil doing here? Get him out of here. SMH. What's this? Why is Slavoj Žižek the most dangerous philosopher in the West? Okay, I'm interested in this. I watched this. No, it's
now
Boondocks.
you stopped. Now we can say long live Stalin or what. And we are not recorded there.
Slavoj Žižek
Like even they get what Slavoj Žižek
is a big, friendly Slovenian Marxist intellectual who spends as much time blathering on about Batman films as he does about Hegel. He's written about 75 books, most of which remain impenetrable
Is this a comedy segment? What the hell's going on?
to me, but it's his public appearances, both at lectures and at events like Occupy Wall Street, which have really cemented his position as the most broadly popular anti-capitalist philosopher working today. This is because, unlike pretty much every other anti-capitalist philosopher, he actually has a sense of humour. His
That's
latest
true.
project
Zizek
is
is
a
better
film,
than
The
Chomsky.
Pervert's Guide to Ideology, directed by Sophie
He actually made a film called The Pervert's Guide to Ideology.
Finds. In it, Slav uses Hollywood blockbusters to explain why the bulk of us remain so enthralled to capitalist power structures that we cannot even escape them in our sleep. I wanted to know why I was such a sheeple, so I went to Slovenia to meet the man.
What is wrong with this person? Who the hell are you, Alex Miller? What are you? Why are you like this? What's happening?
Hello. I hate life. Hi. You hate life? Running from 7 around.
Okay. Bye for now, infundibulum. See you in a bit or not. I don't know.
Alex. Hell of a day. Well, hi, it's me. Okay, whatever. I should keep it on. So we go my place there, no?
Whatever. So we go to my place.
When you're in town here, do you ever get approached by local fans or something like that?
What do you
going,
mean by fans? People hate me pretty much here. I'm not kidding.
This man is my ideal. What do you mean by fans? People hate me.
It wasn't for independent Slovenia. I didn't care about that. I also didn't have any Yugoslav nostalgia. Many leftists have it, and they consider me a traitor there. My nostalgia is for the old times 40 years ago, when I was young. You know, even phones were not used so much. This was nice because once a day in the morning, post arrived, and that was it.
That was all communication.
Yeah, then you know you are free for 24 hours.
I noticed you've got Joe Stalin on your
This is just so that I don't mean you personally, idiots when they enter the flat ask me why do you have them. It's strictly for this.
It's just to annoy people.
It's absolutely just to annoy people.
He just trolled the reporter. He's like, it's so that when idiots arrive at the apartment, they ask me. And he asked, what the hell's going on with this weird interview? Like,
I've read on the front of your books it's quoted that you're the most dangerous philosopher in the West. You don't seem very dangerous to me.
Here I must disappoint you. You know, I am this type of a Joker guy. I mean Joker from Batman, you know.
Yeah, I know.
I laugh and so on, but I can be a Stalinist if you give me power.
I know. Who is this man? This man is a gift to the world. Laugh and so on, but I can be a Stalinist.
I know how to use it. That's
You give me
why I'm afraid almost of myself. I don't want power. I'm extremely sensitive. It's beautiful that you were on time there.
Yeah.
You know, even in love relations, you know what's my motto? I quote Lacan when he says, "My fiancée is never late for an appointment because the moment she is late."
Like when Vosh said that he had that addition where he gets nervous. He's not doing this thing anymore because he's not nervous, I think.
She's no longer my fiancée. That's the attitude. You know what's one of my tricks? I like it. When I give a talk, or especially if it's a debate, it's good to begin on time or even a little bit earlier. Because then people who are even on time or 2 minutes late feel a little bit guilty, you know.
Why do you want them to feel guilty?
This man is amazing.
Because they don't ask stupid, annoying questions. I hate debates. People think that I like to give talks. No, I like to write.
If you don't like giving talks, how do you feel about making films? Because obviously The Pervert's Guide to Ideology is coming out. That's
now you
what we're talking about.
touched a very traumatic point. I'm disgusted just looking at myself on screen. So it's not some kind of a extravaganza to say, I saw neither Pervert's Guides to Cinema nor this one, Pervert's Guide to Ideology. I'm too horrified at looking at myself on screen. Ordinary Americans, as ordinary people in all countries, have a multitude of fears. We fear all kinds of things. We fear maybe immigrants or people whom we perceive as lower than ourselves, attacking us, robbing us. In Steven Spielberg's Jaws, the function of the shark is to unite all these fears so that we can, in a way, trade all these fears for one fear alone.
Why is cinema such a useful tool for you when you're trying to analyze the world?
Mostly the way I talk about cinema is simply to use it to illustrate where we are today ideologically. How do we experience our lives? What do we find worth fighting for? What's the meaning of our life? Or small ritual? You have to look at Hollywood, where you get it in pure distilled form.
Hey, buddy. You gonna pay for that or what? Look, buddy, I don't want no hassle today. Either pay for it or put it back.
Your film starts with a clip from They Live, the John Carpenter movie, which is a great movie. If we were able to put on those glasses, what do you think would happen? If everyone in the world suddenly put on the They Live glasses, what would the next day be like?
It would be the end of ideology, I mean. I claim that... okay, I will give you one example. A typical boss no longer wants to be a boss, you know. Imagine this postmodern companies like some digital programming company, creative agency. A boss comes in jeans, embraces you with all vulgarities. Did you have a good fuck last night, whatever. But fuck you, then he remains a boss. He nonetheless gives orders. But the social game is you have to pretend that we are friends and so on. In these relations, the first step to liberation is to force him to really behave like a boss. To tell him, no, fuck you, no comradeship, treat me as a boss, give me explicitly orders and so on. Sorry, seriously, can I give you some fucking fruit juice or
I'd
Coke?
love some fucking fruit juice, please.
Thank you, here's some
Coke, iced tea. So here it's included the cancer you get because it's 0, which means instead of sugar you get all those sweeteners.
Some films that you seem to be pretty interested in, although very critical of, are the like Christopher Nolan Batman films.
This is how crazy Batman's made Gotham. You want order in Gotham. Batman must take off his mask and turn himself in. Oh, and every day he doesn't, people will die. Starting tonight.
I think he's a great too much.
You don't think Christopher Nolan has a conservative agenda?
He's a liberal. He's a liberal who is afraid of too much commotion, too much, too violent. But he says this. The one with Heath Ledger, Joker, it's really a Bush-era film because at the end you have reasserting the necessity of a lie. No, like Batman has to take guilt upon himself. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. And it's interesting how...
So it's the idea of feeding a myth to...
Yeah, basically the message is our societies can only survive through a benevolent lie or whatever.
There's a point where you're talking about Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
And
that was a problematic point, incidentally, in the sense that... State secret. I don't like Scorsese. I didn't like the movie. No,
You've got two Scorsese films in the movie.
Which is the other one?
Last Temptation of Christ.
Yeah, but this was because but Sophie wanted me to do something about Christianity, blah, blah, but my heart was not in it.
I see, you say you don't like Scorsese, but I feel like you...
Wait, what? Stream not available? What happened? Did they take it down? Oh no!